Welcome back, folks. I'm Jake Ellenbogen, and today we're going to be talking about defensive linemen. That's right. Before we dive into it, be sure to like, subscribe, and comment. Be sure to follow me on all social media at JK Bogan, including Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, and Kick. And in addition to that, just want to let you guys know that today's sponsor of the video is Mando. You're going to get $5 off your starter pack purchase when you head on over to shopmando.com and use promo code JKBogan. It's just about 40% off worth, so be sure to check it out. If you're looking for deodorant, whether that is spray, stick, just the cream, I mean, it's just fantastic. It's a fantastic company, fantastic product. Highly recommend them. Again, you want to control body odor anywhere, definitely check out Mando. JK Bogan is the code to get $5 off your starter pack. So, man, defensive line. The Rams right now, do they need a defensive lineman? Yes and no. The reason why I say yes is because I still believe that the Rams need to bring back Bobby Brown III. I think just what he provides, no missed tackles in 2024, a model of consistency. You don't win the Seahawks game, in Seattle, which ultimately led to you winning the division. A lot of different things, obviously. But Bobby Brown has been Mr. Do the dirty work. And he definitely spoke about it on Twitter about wanting to be a little bit, utilized more in the pass game, rushing the passer, if you will. But he's so good at taking on double teams, plugging the gap, plugging the lane. And I think it is a no-brainer to bring him back. He's the youngest interior defensive lineman, in free agency. At 24 years of age right now, I think it's a no-brainer. I also think the Rams should consider re-signing Neville Gallimore with the way he finished out last season. Dealt with some injuries, but when push came to shove, Neville Gallimore stepped up in a big way in the postseason. And in addition to that, I think Larrell Murchison, look, I don't care what anyone says. Larrell Murchison is a guy that the Rams were really excited to get back. So much so he came back from IR twice. And, this is a guy that would have probably suited up for that NFC title game. And I just think there's no reason not to bring those guys back if you can afford it on the cheap. I don't think Murchison is going to cost a ton because, unfortunately for the guy, he didn't get a chance to play last year. So I think when you look at, a guy like Murchison, a guy like Gallimore, you want those guys in camp. You want those guys to compete. Obviously, somebody like, Bobby Brown III, he should be starting. But anyway, let's talk about it. So we'll start off with the draft this time because there's not a ton to say. I'm just going to name the guys. Again, the entire point of this video and this series is really to get you prepared for free agency. The draft is just letting you know of names to keep an eye on. Kenneth Grant, Derek Harmon, Darius Alexander, Walter Nolan, Tyler Williams, TJ Sanders, Alfred Collins, Deion Walker, Omar Norman Lott, and Jordan Phillips. In no order, by the way. Those are 10 defensive linemen. It's a very good defensive line draft. So those are some options there. But in free agency, which is fast approaching, let's start off with number 8 here, Tyler Tart. Look, Tart is a good player. He's 28. He's a good run plugger. Not the best tackler. That's his biggest issue. Has pass rush ability. I have him coming in here at 8. Number 7 is Jeremiah Ledbetter, 30 years of age, good athlete, good run defender, and he's a good tackler. I think he's a little underrated, but, he's 30. So, some of the other guys on this list will be younger, make a little bit more sense. That's why he comes in here at 7. And he's ahead of Tyler Tart, who's probably a better overall player, more proven. He doesn't miss tackles like Tart does. Tart's tackling ability is a liability as much as I like the guy. Number 6 is Taquan Graham, who I don't think is being talked about nearly enough from the Atlanta Falcons. You talk about this guy, 26 years of age, just really hasn't been utilized, but he's a really good run defender and he's still young. So I don't know what the Rams necessarily are looking for here. What does that mean? Do they bring back Bobby? Do they bring back Neville Gallimore? Do they bring back Larry Murchison? What's the deal with Des Johnson? Of course, you have Tyler Davis. There are options there. So it really depends on kind of what they're looking for in an interior defense lineman. But, Taquan Graham, this is a player that I think makes a lot of sense for the Rams, if they want to get younger there. So I don't know if they do. They're pretty young, but if they do, he's an option. Number 5 is a former friend, used to be in LA, Sebastian Joseph Day, coming from the Tennessee Titans, one of the best run defenders in the National Football League, former Ram. They have familiarity with him. I think Joseph Day is definitely a fit. I think he's an option. I'm not saying that's 100% where I would go, but he's number 5 here. Number 4 is Poona Ford, 29 years of age. He's well-rounded, can hold his own at nose, coming from the Chargers. Obviously a lot of people know him, Texas in college, and then of course he played with the Seattle Seahawks, but he's a good rusher and a good run defender. And Ford has always been interesting because he's not the tallest guy or, the biggest, but he's very athletic. And so he's a name to look out for. But this top 3 here, these are my guys that I really like for the Rams. Number 3 is BJ Hill. I'm not aware of if the Rams want to get a 30-year-old defensive lineman, if they want to keep it young, but BJ Hill is 30. He is a well-rounded interior defensive lineman coming from the Bengals, can play the run, rush the passer. He's had 202 pressures in his career, according to PFF. I think he's a really good football player. If you're looking to add, say you lose Bobby, I think BJ Hill, getting some more veteran presence in there, I don't think hurts. Hill's a really good player. Number 2, this to me is the guy if the Rams lose Bobby Brown III, and that is Levi Onwuzurike, who I've just had I've been a big fan of his game. We'll just say that. 27 years of age, really good rusher, much better run defender, still young, dealt with some injuries early on in his career, and now he's really starting to emerge and become the player that they were hoping him to be. Unfortunately for the Lions, well, he did that, and now he needs to get paid. So will that happen? I think this contract might be a little more manageable because of that. So I have him at 2, and number 1 here is Bobby Brown III. The best option for the Rams is to bring back Bobby Brown. This guy still has rush ability. He's the youngest in free agency. There is serious potential there, untapped. While he has been, a model of consistency, he has been willing to do everything and anything asked of him. I think there's some rush potential there that they can kind of delve into in addition to what he can do as a run defender. I just think it's a no-brainer. Way too young, not trying to let him walk out the door. And, the Rams, Bobby, there's definitely going to be some interest there. We'll see what ends up happening. But he makes way too much sense for the Rams to bring back. And then if they go big here, and I'm not saying they will, but if they decide to go big and spend some big time money or maybe go out and get a big name, number 2 is Calais Campbell. Huge name. He's going to be 39 years of age. This would likely be his last hurrah before, going after a Super Bowl, before retiring. He's one of the best run defenders still in football, can still rush the passer, kind of like your Ndamukong Suh type of luxury move here. Do they need him? No, but I could still see that. And then number 1 here, if they go big, DJ Jones, who is 30 years of age, stud athletic defensive lineman. He takes on double teams, but he's going to be pricey. Why did I not mention a guy like Milton Williams? Because he doesn't make a lick of sense for the Rams. The Rams don't have issue rushing the passer. The Rams, if they lose Bobby Brown, are going to have a giant gaping hole in that defensive line in the run game. And Milton Williams is not good in the run game. So it is a reminder. When you see Milton Williams get paid over $20 million a year, good for him. He rushes the passer. He does it well. He creates a lot of pressure. But Williams has he's a significant liability as a run defender, and that is why he didn't make this list. I don't think he fits the Rams at all. They already have Kobe Turner. They have Braden Fisk. Why add another guy but a guy that can't stop the run at all? Doesn't make any sense to me. So that's why I have those two guys. The three best options for the Rams, it's really quite simple. It's Bobby Brown, Levi Onwuzurike, and BJ Hill. Those are the three best options. The Rams should bring back Bobby Brown. If they don't, Levi Onwuzurike makes a lot of sense for them. A young player, not as young as Bobby, but you get that rush potential there, and he's getting much better as a run defender. You can continue to develop him. Gift Smith can work with him. Feel good about that. BJ Hill, pro's pro, veteran, leader, guy that you can trust in the interior. Adds, again, a veteran presence there. So he comes in at 3, and then honorable mention to me is Poona Ford. But that's how I have it. So that's really it. I think when you look at the defensive line, I understand the Rams and other teams are going to be very interested in this draft. Doesn't mean they can't draft one of these impressive defensive linemen. But I'm telling you right now, this is a no-brainer. 24 years old, bring Bobby Brown back. I don't think he's going to cost as much as a lot of people think, or maybe they don't think that, whatever. I think he should, but he hasn't quite played a splashy enough role. And so for that reason, I do think he'll be obtainable. And like I said, don't sleep on Bobby Brown. His development is not done. He still has a long way to go, and he's already a really good player. So definitely leaning on that, Bobby Brown makes the most sense. Number 2 is Levi Onwuzurike. Number 3 is BJ Hill. Then Poona Ford. Then Sebastian Joseph Day. Then Taquan Graham, Jeremiah Ledbetter, and Tyre Tart. Neville Gallimore, Laryl Murchison, like I mentioned, I want them both back. And DJ Jones, I just don't think makes much sense. I don't see them. There's no need for them to go big. Don't swing for the fences at this position just because there's a different guy in a different uniform, right? Bobby Brown, sometimes you have the guy in-house that makes the most sense. And to me, that's Bobby Brown. Already knows what this defense is looking for, what they're looking after him, looking, for him to accomplish. And I just think it's a no-brainer. So again, Bobby Brown, Levi Onwuzurike, BJ Hill, those are the 3 best options for the Rams, in my opinion, and that's just my opinion. So be sure to leave your 3 in the comments section below. Be sure to like, subscribe, and comment, and check out today's sponsor, Mando. I will see you guys in the next video, and the next video will be inside linebacker. So I get another chance to rave about Jamie and Sherwood. That should be fun. You guys take care. I'll see you soon. Later, folks. All right, guys. So once again, just want to let you guys know that you can check out my new side project, The Lounge. I interview athletes, musicians, actors, actresses, all the 9. So definitely check it out over on the Lounge with Jake Ellenbogen channel. Be sure to subscribe and enjoy. In case you guys haven't noticed, I do have a Discord channel for my community on this channel. And if you want to be a part of it, it is free. The link is in the description below. You can sign up. This is basically a 24/7 Rams channel, and we are almost at 1,100 members. So if you want to be a part of it, just hit the link in the description below.